Hi guys, Dr. Anthony Revis here. These notes are for my CHEM 111 class for the fall 20. First, I'd like to thank you guys for helping us to get through some of the technology glitches that we saw earlier in the semester. Thank you for dealing with those frustrations. I bear your pain. I understand it. I do get it. And I want to make sure you understand that I do appreciate you wanting to try to get some things resolved. So thank you very much for trying to help us all get through this. I'm going to go through this video at a pretty good pace just to help you with some questions that are occasionally coming up and to try to help you help me to respond to you in a way that's going to be helpful. So I have about 8 or 9 items on my hit list, and you're going to see me look down as I go through these. So be aware of that I'm simply looking down to read the list. Okay, so let's get going. The first one on my list, and again, they're just numbered so that we can talk about them. So number 1 on the list is exams are at the time of the class in teams. So whatever time your class meets, that's when the exams will be. On some exam days, we will have the exam and we will be dismissed. On others, we will have the exams and we will go into lecture. I will do my best to inform you when that is at the beginning of each of the team meetings. Or if you look in Canvas on calendar, I've updated it and I think it's up to date now. It'll tell you that also when we'll meet for exams and continue with lecturing when we won't. So, bottom line, on the day of exams, you will meet in teams at the time of your section exam. Number 2, it's helpful, extremely helpful with the emails that you start the email with CHEM 111 followed by your section. Okay, saying critical or important might get my attention, but sometimes it just doesn't. But I try to look through my email first for my students, so they identify themselves by starting with the class and the section. And that also helps me that when you have a question or an issue, I can go to that class and section and find you. For CHEM 111, I have 115 students, I believe it is, for CHEM 111. So I apologize, I just won't remember all of your names or which section you're in automatically. Okay? So help me by putting CHEM 111 and your section as the very first item in the email, regardless of how important it is. You can put all of that after, but the first part really helps me. When I scan my email, I try to get to those emails right away. That's just how I do it, and that helps when I see that. Okay? The third item on my list is my slides are my study guide. They are the study guide. If you follow through the slides, it'll help you prepare for the exams and for what to expect from me, and it will also give you a really clear indicator of the processes that I expect. Now, some of you have had AP Chem and had other chemistry courses, and you're moving ahead and trying to give more than we're really asking for at this stage. Okay? At this stage, follow the study guide and give you an idea of the process that we're looking for. For example, on the exam 2, chapter 2, someone asked, was I asking them about orbitals and things of that nature? No. If you have not seen it, and I have not given you a lecture on it, I am not expecting it. Got it? So follow the study guide. It gives you a really clear idea of that. Don't overthink it. Just follow the study guide. All right. Number 4, sapling is frustrating for many of you. However, sapling is working for many of the students. Therefore, you want to pay attention to how you have entered your sapling account. Some of you may be working outside of Canvas in your account. Go through Canvas to set up the account and through Canvas to operate it. Now, for those of you who figured out how to work it outside of there and it's working for you, fine. Don't change the process. We're okay with that. But be sure that you're working with your section. Some of you may have registered for CHEM 111, yes, in sapling, yes, and that's all you did, but they may have registered you. There's several CHEM 111 sections and courses out there. In your in an email or an announcement or somewhere in your course website, my site, Anthony Revis site, you will find instructions on exactly which class code you should be in. All of that's important. Okay? So be aware that Canvas is working for many of the students. Sapling is working for many of the students, okay? So be aware of that. Also, I am going to adjust the scores and deal with the scores for the first 2 chapters. You'll want to get sharp at it before you start to do chapter 3. Don't just keep pressing your head doing it, okay? I'm going to adjust scores and deal with the scores in the first 2 chapters. So no one please panic, okay? If you have a 0 there, I'm dealing with all of that. I'm dealing with all the homework. Occasionally, yes, there are some homework questions that we have not covered in that fashion. That's because this is a database that's across several professors. So I am aware of that. Do the best you can. It's to prepare you to think about the problems. That's part of why we have you doing the homework. It's to help you start to think the chemistry. Okay? So be aware of that. So please don't panic over it. We can deal with it. If it's stored in Sapling, I can always go out to Sapling and individually pull your case into Canvas. But that is not the preferred route because that will take time, which means it will be delayed. Okay, so be aware of that. The 5th item on my list, I am not the IT expert. If you're having IT problems, you're going to have to call IT. I can't solve them for you, okay? Also, telling me that your computer crashed that night before it was due won't help you any. It won't increase your scores. It won't do anything. I feel your pain, but everyone that's ever been in school knows that the computer system always crashes the night when assignments are due. That's just the way nature created itself, I guess. So be aware, I can't do anything when that happens. I feel your pain. I have empathy for you, but I can't help you. So be aware that if you're having IT issues, you want to get them solved before things are due. Similar with support from Sapling, I know you're frustrated with it, but you want to have a bit of patience. It could be the way you're entering Sapling, which is, we just discovered that for one student, they were actually going in it the wrong way, and so the count couldn't be set up. Okay, so be aware of that. By the way, there are some instructions out there that for Sapling that you can download and you can learn how to properly do it. So I'm not IT. I appreciate you emailing me, but I can't help you. Okay. The 6th item on my list is, that's my notifications coming across. The 6th item on my list is less talk before you panic or blow up. Stay calm and we can work through whatever is happening. I don't panic. I don't scream. I rarely get too bent out of shape. We can always approach it. I am not out to keep you from your scores, from being a very high performer. That is not my goal. My goal is to help you do very well in the course. So please don't assume that I'm out to get you. That never happens with me. So stay calm. What I like to ask you to do, if we have issues, then let's meet in teams and resolve them. Okay? For the students who contact me, I think they found that we calmly go through it, and we discover ways to resolve the issues fairly for you and in accord with the academic standards. So please don't panic, don't blow up. Okay? We can handle most of the issues. The 7th item on my list, and I'm only doing it again this way to try to get through them. You have to learn Canvas. You have to learn it. And you have to learn the apps associated with Canvas. I don't know them from the student side. I've only worked Canvas from the instructor side. There are apps that are available to you that I don't use. I don't have to use them. Therefore, I am not an expert in them. Contact IT or go to Canvas. They have lots of web seminars, etc., YouTubes on how to use it. So you have to learn the application. That's it, because that's the tool that I'm using. And moving forward, that is the tool we're going to rely on more and more. Okay? We've gotten through this first few weeks, but it's important that you learn the applications, particularly with how to scan and upload your information. We've gone through 2 rounds. Round 3, we're going to be expecting you to meet the standard, okay, at the next exam. So you want to practice it and learn it. That is the tool that we're using, not just because it's COVID. I've used this tool for the last 3 years with my students, and it works. But you have to learn the tool. I am not the expert in the tool. Okay? And the last one on my list is read my site. Please go back, read it again. It's giving you a fair number of instructions on some things that we expect and how to get through some things that you may be struggling with. Okay, so be aware of that. These are just some things I wanted to go through, and hopefully they're helpful. Please, I am not upset or offended by anything that's happened. This is real life for all of us. We're all adults. Let's just deal with it. Okay, don't panic. Stay calm. Be safe. All right, take care.